These two have been working together for almost 2 years now, and among the 23 awards Chris has already won, this is by far the most prestigious. First place at the U.S. Capitol Classics in Washington, D.C. That's first out of 45 people in his division, and he won it for this routine. Yeah, how does that make you feel as being his teacher?
I'm very happy, very proud, obviously. I don't want to have favorites, but it's really easy to teach Chris because I show him something, he can do it right away.
Do you remember your first class and what you thought of it then?
Yeah, I won with black sweats then. I remember like, oh boy, I can take karate now. I can be a star.
A star like Bruce Lee. Chris says that's how this whole thing got started, by watching one of his movies. Chris's parents say, as you might expect, they're very proud of their son.
We're sorry, like in the beginning, when Christopher was belt testing, we didn't know the importance of it. And we found out one day, we came to a belt test, and it was like, my goodness, look what these kids are doing, and they had to start all the way from the beginning, and it was so exact. And it just took a lot of powered concentration and just a lot of work, and then that's when we began to appreciate and began to stand behind and support.
When my parents watch me, they say they get ulcers because they're like that, so they're like really nervous, and my mom says he just gets out there and does it, so it's really funny.
Well, one thing's for sure, these skills are no laughing matter. In fact, you're not just looking at our super kid for this week, you're looking at a super karate kid. In Salem, I'm Callie King for Channel 10 News.
Thank you, Callie. Something else that's unique about Chris, he is enrolled at a home school program, and we'll take a look at what that entails coming up in our next Super Kid Report. Also, of course, if there's someone that you
Ready?
It isn't often you see a 10-year-old throw his teacher to the ground and get away with it, let alone start stacking up the trophies for those skills. But when he's finished with his schoolwork, Chris Sams heads off to karate class.
Well, he's very dedicated. He's here every day. In fact, he's one of the students that when I want to go home and leave, I have to push him out the door so I can lock the door.
These two have been working together for almost 2 years now, and among the 23 awards Chris has already won, this is by far the most prestigious. First place at the U.S. Capitol Classics in Washington, D.C. That's first out of 45 people in his division, and he won it for this routine. Yeah, how does that make you feel as being his teacher?
I'm very happy, very proud, obviously. I don't want to have favorites, but it's really easy to teach Chris because I show him something, he can do it right away.
Do you remember your first class and what you thought of it then?
Yeah, I won with black sweats then. And I remember like, oh boy, I can take karate now. I can be a star.
A star like Bruce Lee. Chris says that's how this whole thing got started, by watching one of his movies. Chris's parents say, as you might expect, they're very proud of their son.
We're sorry, like in the beginning, when Christopher was belt testing, we didn't know the importance of it. And we found out one day, we came to a belt test, and it was like, my goodness, look what these kids are doing, and they had to start all the way from the beginning, and it was so exact. And it just took a lot of powered concentration and just a lot of work, and then that's when we began to appreciate and began to stand behind and support.
When my parents watch me, they say they get ulcers because they're like that, so they're like really nervous, and my mom says he just gets out there and does it, so it's really funny.
Well, one thing's for sure, these skills are no laughing matter. In fact, you're not just looking at our super kid for this week, you're looking at a super karate kid. In Salem, I'm Callie King for Channel 10 News.
I ended it.
You have to draw a picture of something that's going.
When most kids are on their way to school, Chris Sams, his brother Cameron, his sister Heather, and neighbor David are sitting at the dining room table. They're not eating breakfast, rather, this is their desk in their classroom at home.
At 2 years old, he knew all of his alphabet. He could count from 1 to 100, and so when we put him in kind of a regular school setting, he was completely very, very bored.
That was more than 6 years ago, and after trying 3 more schools with the same outcome, Chris's parents decided to enroll him in the local home school program. It is set up under the guidelines of the Salem School District, which under the 1984 home school law requires annual standardized testing to make sure these kids are up to speed with their peers.
The academic part we do in the morning, and my day is structured. I get up, get myself together, and then I get the boys up, and we have devotions, or we're trying to do that now, and then we have reading and math, and David comes over and we do the 5th grade level stuff, and then they leave, and then I sit down with Cameron and do his work, along with Heather, which is mainly keeping her busy. She colors and things, and then I leave for work.
Is there anything that they have at school that you wish you had? Is there anything you think you're missing out on?
No. Well, playground. But not playground, because me and David get our bikes and ride all around the neighborhood and everything, so like on our breaks and everything, so that's really fun.
There's only one thing I miss, the computers they had.
Teaching children at home takes quite a commitment. Debbie says when most parents are looking forward to having time to themselves again when their kids go to school, that's not the case in this household. But they say it's worth it. In an era plagued with stories of drugs and violence in schools, they're glad to have their kids at home and to take such an active role in their education.
Are you talking about an octopus?
Expectations Project. The outstanding teachers and students who were profiled in our Class Act and Super Kid reports on First News at 5 received awards for their contributions to our communities tonight. Also recognized children whose artwork was selected for the Great Expectations calendar for this school year. And students from Blacksburg High School who won the High-Q High School Quiz Bowl Championship were also honored. Once again, all our thanks and congratulations go out to all. A lot of outstanding young individuals and teachers as well.
A lot of familiar faces in that crowd.
There certainly were,
Seen them all
yeah.
on TV before.
And I had the pleasure of meeting them all in person.
And the High-Q guys from Blacksburg.
That's right.
Smart group of kids.
They impressed you, I'm sure.
They very much did, and it looks like the snow that fell in Blacksburg, they had about a half-inch of snow there. That is long gone, but the cold air is here, and I'll have details on that coming up.
Okay.
A chilly one tonight. Also coming up tonight on the news, you will get to meet one young man who is fighting to save his life.
But he can't win the
and other play pieces not included.
CBS Saturday morning is smoking.
Quiet on the set.
He's the one-man wedgie machine. Wedgie! All new and animated, The Mask, next Saturday.
You're on CBS.
Holiday Ford Mazda urges you to postpone any buying decisions until you hear the facts. Fact, Holiday Ford Mazda has over 100 new Ford trucks, the #1 selling truck in America, at clearance prices. Nobody beats Ford trucks, nobody. Fact, today, drive a new 95 Ford F-150 4x4 for just $15,948 or $281 per month with no money down. So now that you know the facts, get to Holiday Ford Mazda in Blacksburg today.
Saturday at midnight and Sunday at noon on your hometown station.
Welcome to Fuzzy Logic. I'm Regina and I attend Roanoke Catholic. We have a ton of sports on our show today as we'll meet some professional athletes donating their time to teach local kids. And we'll meet some other kids who have a lot of heart despite having some medical problems. I'm Liz. I also go to Catholic. Jack Hanna is one of the most famous zookeepers in the world. We'll meet him at Mill Mountain Zoo. We'll take a trip in the Fuzzy Logic Time Tunnel. Up first, karate has become popular on TV programs like Walker, Texas Ranger, and movies like The Three Ninjas. It's also become a popular sport among young people. So we sent one of Fuzzy Logic's reporters, Becky, to learn some self-defense techniques.
I was a little nervous about my first class in American Freestyle Karate in Salem. To start, I had to learn how to correctly put on all the karate clothes. The color of your belt represents how good you are in karate. A black belt means you are at the highest level. A white belt means you're a beginner. That's what I am.
Run in the front, where one is on the outside, one is on the inside. The one on the outside goes underneath and comes out the top again. And you pull it up nice and tight. The one on the top goes around to the opposite side, and the bottom comes up and goes down through the middle. And then you're tight.
Everyone has to bow before entering the dojo. That's Japanese for classroom.
We do about 15 minutes.
The warm-up was pretty tough, but I got excited again once we started kicking.
Yeah!
Yeah, just like in the movie.
Yeah!
I quickly found out some of my other classmates got interested in karate after seeing it in the movie.
What got me interested in karate was me and my brother were sitting home when we were 8 years old and 6 years old, and we were watching the Bruce Lee movie, and we wanted our mom to take us to karate so we could try it out.
The instructor was really nice and worked with me one-on-one a lot. He even showed me the right way to kick.
And 4. Can we do it quicker? Just like that.
But I learned that there's more to karate than kicking. There's punching and even grabbing.
You ready to go? Yeah! Very good. Ready to go?
Yeah! We also practiced the moves we learned on each other. Before that, though, our instructor explained why we bow to each other.
It's a courtesy, it's a thing of respect, and it also shows that you're not trying to hurt your partner.
I was a little scared having someone try these moves on me, but I quickly caught on by copying what the others did. I also learned that there are different kinds of karate, and before class ended, Mr. Thomas explained what American Freestyle Karate is.
The term American is that, we are an American martial art. Our base is in Japanese karate, a system called Shotokan, and also in Taekwondo, which is a Korean art. We also incorporate American boxing, Nihon Goshin Aikido.
After class ended, I asked some of the more experienced students why they like karate.
It's a good exercise. I can stretch a lot better than I'm very flexible, something to do in my spare time, and if I ever get into any fights or anything, I can do something about it.
I also received some pretty good advice for kids interested in taking up karate.
It's a self-defense, not like going off and beating someone up. It's supposed to be just to defend yourself if there is a fight.
I think it's something that some people like and some people don't like, so it's really up to you. If you like it, then stick with it and see what happens, and if you don't, then, hey, try something else.
Karate can be tough and demanding, but the instructors at American Freestyle Karate make sure class is fun, too.
All right.
Okay.
In the kids' class, we have games during the warm-up, so they get excited about what they're doing. And then we try to work things quickly so that they can have some time left over at the end to play another kind of game that also involves martial arts in the game.
Mom, play.
I really learned a lot about karate on my first day. And if you're trying to find something to do in your spare time, try karate. You'll get a real kick out of it.
Perk up your ears for this corny Fuzzy Logic backsplat. It comes in regular, banana, cinnamon, and chocolate. It's made with honey. It comes in various shapes, sizes, and colors, and becomes very popular around Halloween.